What's up, guys? My name is Brandon. You guys can call me Swifters, and welcome back to a brand new Fortnite video here on my channel today. I'm super excited to be talking to you guys about Season 5 here in Fortnite Battle Royale. Specifically in today's video, we are going to be taking a closer look about how the map could potentially be changing and how we may see the removal of Anarchy Acres and in its place a brand new location called the Wild West. Now, before we do get started with today's video, I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that I recently became sponsored by Ironside PC. They're a super awesome gaming PC company that make gaming desktops and laptops. So if you guys are interested in buying a PC for yourself, make sure to check them out. There will be a link down in the description below, and make sure that you guys use promo code Swifters to get up to 5% off. On top of that, I do want you guys to let me know right now down in the comment section below, what are you guys' predictions for Season 5 here in Fortnite? What do you guys think some of the skins are going to be? What are some new locations we may potentially see coming to the map? Overall, I'm super curious to hear your guys' opinions and feedback on the upcoming Season 5 coming to Fortnite Battle Royale. So with all of that out of the way, let's get started with today's video, taking a look at a new location being the Wild West, replacing Anarchy Acres in Season 5 of Fortnite Battle Royale. Alrighty, guys, now I actually uploaded a pretty similar video to this one just a couple of days ago, but in that video I really didn't go into too much detail about what the new Wild West location would really encompass and what would be included in this new place, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video. So just last week, we received a new update here in Fortnite Battle Royale, and in that new update, there were some files added to the PC version of Fortnite, and in those files, there was some leaked content suggesting that a new Wild West location was eventually going to be coming to Fortnite Battle Royale. Once we saw those leaks, a lot of people started to assume that this was going to be a new location coming to the game upon the release of Season 5. Now, taking a look at even more leaked files that surfaced just the other day, you can actually see that the Wild West files were actually found in the Fortnite map folder. In addition to that, you guys can actually see an environment folder. Basically, all of these smaller environment folders contain props and 3D render models of things that will in fact be coming to the Wild West location once it's actually added into Fortnite. So already, we're starting to see leaked files suggesting that a new Wild West location or Wild West point of interest is actually intended to be coming to Fortnite. Not only that, we do have some 3D rendered images of props that can actually be found in the environment surrounding the Wild West location, and I'll go ahead and show you guys those models in just a second. So the first new Wild West prop found within the game files is what you guys can see on screen right now. This is essentially a campfire, and we appear to have food cooking over it. On the right hand side, we appear to have a canteen. I can sort of imagine a bunch of cowboys sitting around this, eating their food, looking up at the night sky. So that's sort of the impression that I get from this image, and I do want you guys to keep in mind that this prop was found in the environment folder within the Wild West file in Fortnite Battle Royale. So moving on to the next prop found within the game files, as you guys can see, we have a very weird looking bicycle. Clearly we have an extremely tiny back wheel and a gigantic front wheel. This is actually called a high bicycle, and after doing a little bit of research, I found out that the high bicycle was extremely popular back in the 1880s. Not only that, the period of the Wild West or the Old West was in between 1865 and 1895. So clearly the high bicycle definitely fits within that time period. So moving on to another prop found within the game files, as you guys can see, we have a card table, and it looks like people were just playing poker. We've got cards, we've got chips, we've got mugs, and I can honestly envision this exact same prop being put in, say, a bar or a saloon, and obviously saloons were extremely popular back in the Old West time period. So clearly this is another prop with more convincing evidence suggesting that a new Wild West location is in fact going to be coming to the game. Continuing on to another prop found within the game files. With this next prop, it absolutely resembles the Wild West. As you guys can see, we have a post or a sign, and on both sides of this, you can clearly see the skull of two cattle. I don't know about you guys, but I think that this absolutely screams the Wild West. Imagine if it had the name of the Wild West town written at the top of the sign, whether it's actually called the Wild West or something particularly similar. Regardless, if it had the name of that town right on the post, I can definitely see this being the entrance to the Wild West or one of the many entrances. Regardless, this is a super cool prop, and I cannot wait to see it come to the game. Now, moving on to this next prop, it's sort of similar to the last one in the sense where we're actually dealing with dead animals, and what I mean by that is, with this next prop, you guys can clearly see that this is the carcass of a dead animal. Again, this is another prop that just screams the Wild West. I can totally see a bunch of these animal skeletons just scattered on the outskirts of the Wild West, so again, this is another one of the many props found within the Wild West file. Now with this next prop, this is another thing that is extremely resembling of the Old West. You guys can see this is a stagecoach. Clearly, this is a vehicle used for transportation in which a horse would pull the stagecoach. There would be passengers in it as well. So there are a couple of things that I personally think of when I think of the Old West or the Wild West. This is definitely one of them, and the fact that it was found in the Wild West folder only further contributes to the fact that this is definitely going to be a new location with a ton of these super awesome props. So moving on to the final prop I wanted to go ahead and show you guys in today's video. As you guys can see, we have a bunch of clothes hanging on a rack. Now honestly, this isn't really too resembling of the Old West. At the same time, I can definitely see this being a prop found in, say, a retail store or a general store, and obviously that is something that you can definitely find within the Wild West. So clearly, there are a ton of leaked files suggesting that a new Wild West location or Wild West point of interest is going to be coming to Fortnite Battle Royale, and honestly, it would make the most sense if it actually came with the introduction of Season 5. Now, in addition to all of those leaked files found in the game files just the other day, there was actually some new information that has recently surfaced by an individual who claims to have ties to Epic Games. So over on a Reddit post, he said, "The motel will disappear and become the Wild West location, and the motel will then become the saloon. By the saloon, there will be a jail. The jail is a small room about the size of the old motel. The carriages, dead animals, and horses will be littered around the area, and the train rails with train and the saloon will have chests and ammo boxes on it." So this individual who claims to have ties to Epic Games is saying that the Wild West is actually going to be hitting the motel. Now that honestly does make a little bit of sense, just because, as you guys know, there have been a ton of rifts found at a multitude of locations around the map. Now these rifts have actually consumed the motel sign. They appeared over at the motel, I believe, 2 or 3 days ago, and shortly after that, the motel sign was completely gone. On top of that, as I said, these rifts can be found at a ton of other locations around the map, including Tomato Town and Retail Row, and where all of these rifts were, props at both Tomato Town and Retail Row have completely disappeared. So it's very possible where all of these rifts are, all around the map, where all of these rifts are, it's possible that new locations or major changes will be occurring within the Fortnite map. So this individual is claiming that the Wild West is actually going to completely transform and replace the motel. So while that is a possibility, there's actually some additional evidence suggesting that instead of hitting the motel, the Wild West may actually replace Anarchy Acres. The reason I say that is because, as you guys know, when the rocket launched here in Fortnite Battle Royale, a giant thruster actually landed at Anarchy Acres. Now, although we have a thruster, right now, to my knowledge, there doesn't appear to be any rifts found at this location. However, it's very possible that over these next couple of days, a rift will eventually form at Anarchy Acres, and instead of Anarchy Acres with Season 5, we are going to be getting the Wild West. Not only is there a giant thruster at Anarchy Acres, but just the other day, when Epic Games released the Playground Limited Time Mode trailer, there was actually a scene found within the trailer in which a bunch of our characters were pretending to be cowboys in a wild western town that they had built within the Playground mode, and this was at Anarchy Acres. So, could it be a coincidence that we have leaked files suggesting that a new Wild West location is going to be coming to Fortnite, and then we go ahead and have the Playground Limited Time Mode suggesting that our characters are impersonating cowboys in a Wild West location at Anarchy Acres? Couple that with the leaked information coming from our source who does have ties to Epic Games. I don't know about you guys, but I honestly think that this is extremely convincing, and with the release of Season 5, we will most definitely see a Wild Western town or a Wild Western a point of interest within the map. So, for those of you who don't know, Season 5 is expected to drop here in Fortnite Battle Royale on July 12th. That's about a week away, and when Season 5 does come, it is expected that a new Wild West location or Wild West point of interest is also going to be coming to the game. Will it replace the motel, or will it completely replace and transform Anarchy Acres? We are just going to have to wait and see. Regardless, guys, I'm super curious to hear your guys' feedback and opinions on this topic. Do you guys think that the new Wild West location is actually going to be coming to the game? regardless, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to drop a like down below, subscribe if you're new. With all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be sure to catch you guys later.